how much is my personal injury claim worth? It's a question that I'm frequently asked by clients, and it's one that I think people are a little bit embarrassed to ask, but it's important and it's a valid question, and one of the most important things I think people have on their minds when they hire a personal injury lawyer. So evaluating the monetary value of what's happened to someone's life and their health is really where the value of a personal injury lawyer comes in, because this is what we do all day, every day. It's a lot more than just medical bills or just lost wages. So my hope here is to give you some insight into how I would look at your claim or how I look at any client's claim when figuring out our settlement strategy, our verdict target, or what monetary value I think we should put on a claim. So a couple of factors go into this, and one of the primary ones is the value of the medical bills. So as I tell clients, a $100,000 medical bill injury is a lot more severe than an injury where your medical bills are $10,000, right? And so insurance companies look at the value of the bills as a primary driver of what a case should be evaluated at and what they think a jury is likely going to do with your case at trial. And we don't treat cases that way. There's no formula for knowing how much someone's claim is worth, and we take an approach that looks at each case on an individual basis. And so medical bills might not tell the whole story. There are hospitals here in the area that are notorious for an emergency room visit costing $50,000 because this hospital does a CT scan of every conceivable body part. And the insurance companies are like, look, maybe you had all those CT scans and maybe you have all of these expensive bills, but your case isn't worth $50,000. That's one point of view. On the flip side, someone could have no broken bones, but go through $50,000 worth of physical therapy. That person was really hurt. If they go to $50,000 worth of physical therapy, perhaps hurt much worse than a person who just had a $50,000 emergency room visit. So we take all of those factors into account when we figure out what sort of argument we make with those medical bills. The law in DC, Virginia, and Maryland varies jurisdiction by jurisdiction, but generally speaking, all of the local jurisdictions look at medical bills for the treatment you got from your injury. They also look at lost wages, the time you missed from work, whether you have sick leave or not. We also look at the stress of being hurt, right? Like you might have a broken bone in your wrist and it's no big deal because you're in a cast or a brace, but you generally can get on with life. Or you might have a whole shoulder broken and your arm immobilized in a sling, and similar injuries, but very different impacts on your life. So we look at how stressful was this, and we look at whatever the individual factors are for you in your life. Do you have a young baby at home and you're having to have someone else carry your baby around? That's very different than someone who doesn't have young children around, but maybe can drive their kids to activities with one arm, right? Case by case approach. Honestly, also, people are different. Some clients roll with the punches. They're disappointed about their injury, but it doesn't slow them down. They get through it. You know, it may be an annoyance and they're not happy about it, but they're okay and ready to move on. Other clients really do experience traumatic responses because it's a very triggering thing to have your body injured. Clients sometimes have chronic underlying health issues that get triggered by being in an accident, or sometimes people just have a really hard time getting through this for whatever reason that's personal to them. So we take the time to make sure we're getting to know our clients and package up the stories about their experience in ways that we have experienced proving in a compelling way to the insurance companies. You know, and we get creative. I recently had a client get on a Zoom call with me and I recorded it so that he could explain in his own words this visceral response he was having every time he was on his bike and a car passed him as a result of the crash. And I had tried to explain this to the insurance company, and they were only willing to put so much value on that psychologic impact to him. But when he explained it on a Zoom and they could see a real person with his real facial expressions and how this was affecting him, that got the deal done, and they put a substantial amount more money on the claim. So how we go through the process of evaluating the monetary value of a personal injury claim is different in every case. And an experienced personal injury lawyer is going to know how to present your case in a way that is compelling to maximize the value to you. So if you have any questions about how to evaluate a personal injury claim, or even whether it's worth it at all to hire a personal injury lawyer, let me know. I'd be happy to help.